how I look at it, I call it the magic formula for GDP. Global GDP, trend rate of GDP is driven by population growth, productivity growth, and debt growth.
Sure.
Debt growth equation's finished, and that's really just servicing of previous debts now. Population growth is collapsing across the entire Western world, plus Southeast Asia, as you rightly point out.
Actually, pretty much everywhere except for the Middle East and Africa, where the birth rate is falling faster than any countries except for China until now. But they're younger, so they've got more time.
That's right. Much like you saw Bangladesh go from nine children, 7 children to now 1.6 children.
Exactly.
You see that process early and it cements itself, particularly as, I've just got back from Zambia. You can see the population bulge that came out of Africa, but also you see the standard of living improving. So they have less kids because they have less deaths.
For 30 to 40 years, it's a great growth story, and then you're dead.
Yeah, that's right. So we've got this. So GDP growth collapses, and I focus, as you probably do as well, is there's the debt side of the equation. And the slower your GDP grows because of aging populations, the more unmanageable the system comes. And what I've observed in this is basically we've been debasing currency to pay for these things via monetary printing or liquidity. The one thing that is still around, but there's a big rejection going on, is immigration. So Europe took in huge number of immigrants.
They really didn't. They took in a few.
Well, they took in quite a lot post the Berlin Wall going down. There was,
you're talking like the Yugoslav movements.
Yes, that's right.
That was still only about 1.5 million people for an area that had over 300 million.
It was bigger than that. I mean, Spain alone. I lived in Spain, and the population of Bulgarians, Romanians, Yugoslavians, everything else grew massive.
Spain is a special case, but not because of Central or Southeast Europe, because they did a reconquista where they opened up the roles to former colonies. They brought in a couple million people that way. That was, I would argue, the biggest deliberate intake of migrants in Europe in modern history. And because these people were all Iberian descended, didn't have quite the cultural problems that some of these other waves have had.
But we're seeing the immigration part of that population growth is tricky.